the SCAR zone. I got another tabletop sort of review. As you can see, I got here a SCAR 17S. This is the battle rifle made by F&H. It's the civilian version of the SCAR 17H. H stands for heavy. Hoorah! And this rifle was developed for SOCOM. SCAR stands for Special Operations Combat Assault Rifle, and that is exactly what it is. This rifle is for special ops going out in the field doing their missions. It's light, it's compact, it has a folding stock, and it is amazing. It runs the 7.62 by 51 cartridge, so it's a very hard hitting, 308 right there. And it is an amazing rifle. This is it out of the box. You just get a rifle, no bipod, and a single mag, a single heavy metal proprietary mag. Now, it's light. This baby comes in at 8 pounds as is, minus the bipod. It has a folding stock, a telescoping stock, comes with sights, flip-up sights, so these come with the rifle. Has a side charging handle, which is reciprocating. Get into that pretty soon. Comes with an awesome, really beautiful muzzle brake. This is provided by PWS. It's their muzzle brake that F&N has branded for themselves. So what makes this also light is the upper is aluminum, the lower is a polymer lower. Not so bad. I mean, really, what do you need a metallic lower for? Well, there's a lot of reasons that you would want one, but for right now, this is the polymer lower. And this lower only takes the proprietary magazine, as I had stated before. There's a few polymer mags out there that are being created aftermarkets, none from F&N, that supposedly work. I haven't heard anything good or bad or any real deal on that. But that's sort of a negative on this rifle is that these mags are the only things that'll run through this mag well, as well as this grip. You have a choice of maybe 2 other grips, BG17 and an Ergo grip, but this is the stock A2 grip. Now this rifle is an FDE, and if you get a close look, and I'll be throwing photos through here, it's kind of odd, it's a picky thing, but all these colors don't match. For one, this is not a true FDE on the upper. It's more of a gold or burnt bronze, no big deal. Here the stock is pretty FDE looking. The lower is a brown, and then the handle is kind of close to the stock color. So another ding on this, besides its paint job, but it does sort of blend well though. I'll tell you this metallic color sort of picks up the other colors that are around it. So I'm not going to paint it or anything. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I like it. But for sling attachments, you get 2 sling attachments on the side here. On the left side, you have 2 in the front on either side, and then you have 1 on the right side. These slings don't come with it. They are the offered slings for the SCAR through F&N USA, and they're pretty. I mean, if you're in a jam, you need one. Okay, 30 bucks though for this is pretty ridiculous. It's something I would not advise in getting. So 7.62. Beautiful round, has great ballistics, and this rifle, I have not shot this rifle a lot, and I'm going to. And I had a SCAR 17 2 years ago in the ever so accurate black, and with some loads that I built up with that, I was pinching sub MOA at 100 yards easily. So I plan on doing that again with this guy. There's a couple other things, but so what do you think? Should we go and dress her up a bit, change her? Any ideas? Any thoughts? I don't like the way this looks, so I think we're gonna dress her up a bit, and then we'll really review this bitch. All right? So let's see what some. So here are the upgrades that I've done for this SCAR, and it turns out to be a pretty fine rifle with these things. You have to do a couple modifications for this if you really want to run it the way I like to run it. The way the SCAR comes configured out of the box is pretty rock and roll. It's pretty solid, but there's a few shortcomings about it that don't make it so practical in the world that we live in, because everybody likes to have certain things a certain way, and I'm definitely one of those people. So let's start with the smallest and the cheapest. So a really quick and easy upgrade that you can do is the charging handle. This is a GG&G charging handle. It's canted at about a 35 degree from the Scar's regular 90 degree stick out, straight up. And you don't need this if you're not going to run an optic, but if you're running an optic, you're going to need this because of the fact that optics, if you're on the straight charging handle, you're going to bang into your knuckles, you're going to ruin them. So this canted charging handle allows you to create that clearance. Really simple. It's cheap. It's a $25 piece. So recommended if you're running optics. If not, you can stay with the regular charging handle. There's about 2 other charging handles out there. Tango Down, I believe, makes one. A couple other folks makes them. Either they have some tactile feel on it, or it's a little bit wider and flat, which is pretty unique looking. I like that. I've had this one before, ran well, no need to do anything else about it. It still can be switched over to the other side. So moving back from that to over here, I've gotten a GG&G again. They make great Scar add-ons, I'll tell you that. But this is the QD mount attachment for slings, and this, you just take out 2 screws, pop this little piece on, and then you can go and put in your QD sling attachment, which then allows you to go and use any type of sling adapter. I've gone with the MS3 from Magpul, and this will go and attach to the regular Scar sling attachments on the on the left side here, and either place on the front. However, it does not allow it to actuate correctly, so it's not, it's not suggested to use something like this. That's why those other slings with those, I think they're called HK slings for some reason, but it's that little little needle nose clip thing that works it. So another very cheap, very affordable upgrade for your Scar if you're looking for something along those lines. I highly suggest this. Another cool, fun, and little cheap is the Magpul replacement safety selectors. These another $25. Actually, they're 19 bucks. Anyway, this just replaces the standard Scar ones, which are kind of just plain and pokey in a sense. So this gives you there's some tactileness there for your hands to be able to grab some serrations. They are plastic still. 30 seconds to change them out. There's a little screw in here. Sweet, you don't really need to. I've heard some people say, why bother? And yeah, you don't have to, but 19 bucks. They look and feel more familiar to regular safety selectors. That's why I went with it. So those are some really keen and easy upgrades. Another one that I have is internally, which I've gone and I purchased a titanium firing pin from High Desert Dog. They run around $40. I actually bought it a long time ago for my other Scar. I never ran it, so I installed it in this one. It's supposed to improve lock time. We'll see. And titanium's light and strong, so that's good. Now, here is the biggie. This. I got the handle defense lower. This is a magnesium lower. The regular Scar plastic lower receiver is 6 ounces, which makes this rifle, come in under 8. Oh, it come in at 8 pounds when it's stripped down to nothing. And this lower though comes in at 8 ounces. So I went from a 6 ounce lower to an 8 ounce lower, 2 ounce difference. That's beautiful. And that's beautiful. Why would I go get a different lower? And why would I get one made out of metal? Magazines. As I was saying, the proprietary mag for the Scar it's metal, it's expensive, and it's heavy. So I can now run PMags out of this and not have an issue. Pretty sweet, man. So that gives me a huge option. I can run any M110 mag, SR25, PMag, X Products drum, so on and so forth. Beautiful addition to the Scar for its lifespan. Another thing though that it gives is that this allows for better rigidity in high heat climates, like such as mine in Arizona. Your lower is going to tend to warp a little bit because of the high heat. You know, a lot of times we're out here in 105-degree weather, and it's going to warp that out a little bit. You'll have some issues, and if you're doing a lot of firing, that heat's going to slowly transfer down there. So another thing that it helps with is it helps with the shock of recoil coming in. So because it's rigid, it's going to be a lot better. It's going to lower your recoil a little bit. With this rifle, you already have low recoil, but now it's going to even be lower. I have not shot this yet. That's going to be tomorrow, and we'll talk about that when I come back. But from what I understand, those are some really key elements. And then walking back to the rear here, just a little bit, you'll notice that I don't have the A2 stock, I don't have an Ergo stock, and I don't have a Tango Down BJ17. I've got a Met, and I'm saying stock, but what I'm saying and what I mean is I've got a Magpul MOE grip on here. This is the MOE Plus. It's the rubberized one that I've been running on my LWRC Reaper and the ICSPR. I love these handles, these grips so much, and now with this lower, it allows me to put any aftermarket grip pretty much on here without having to modify them or do anything along those lines. Another plus, especially for people that have different hand sizes and stuff, this opens up your market considerably. So those are the mods that I made to the rifle. And then up here, that's right, I got a Mark 8 1.1 to 8 by 24. This scope by Leopold is the bomb, man. This thing is clear, it's crisp, it's 23 ounces, and it has a huge, awesome reputation. This is the CQB SS. It's Close Quarters Battle Scout Sniper, and that's really the role of this rifle anyway. So it really kind of finishes it off. I've reviewed 1x6 scopes before and 1x4 scopes, and they really don't do it for me. And this guy is a 1x8, and that 8 really brings it all together as being able to reach out, see what your target, touch it. A separate review will be for this scope, but the reason why the scope is here is because it was to be married with this Scar. Two other things that I haven't upgraded yet, or that I'm going to be changing out, is one, the muzzle brake, and that's because I have a suppressor coming in a few months time, so that'll go to a Yankee Hill quick detach, so I can run a suppressor on here. Another thing is the trigger. This is the standard Scar trigger. It runs around 7 pounds. It's a battle trigger. For all intents and purposes, it's a hard trigger to pull, but it's meant for being in high stress situations, so you don't lightly go and, you know, throw around downrange at somebody by accident. But I'll be changing that out with the Geisley Super Scar trigger when they start shipping those again. I'm gonna go head out to the range. Let's see what happens. I have limited rounds, so just hope to have some fun and make some hits. Try both eyes open now. .50-yard. That sucks. Take notice of that. Engage the 50-yard target again. And I'm out. Ah, see? Gen 3 mags. Ruining these targets, baby. Woo! Just wanted to give it an overall feel for this rifle. It's awesome. Feels really good. It's still really light. The handle defense works out well. Although if you get Magpul Gen 3s, they're not. Speaking of groupings, as I'm doing this, because I'm just cleaning real fast, you will want to look. These are my groups that I got, and they're pretty good. Sighted in with, I have all this brass right there, that's what it all collects. Sighted in with 150 grain rounds that I built a long time ago. They worked out pretty well, and so I was able to sight in with those, and then I moved over to a bunch of rounds. Always remember, right side is where the ejection port is, so that's where the claw goes. There we can pin. That's about all the ammo I have for today. I want to thank you guys for joining me on this little adventure. This gun is working out really well. Once again, the handle defense lower, really excellent. It does have a problem with the 3rd generation PMag, so just be aware of that. They won't drop freely. This is the Gen 2 and no problem. They are just a little bit thicker, just a hair, and that's what's doing it. You also notice the bipod's gone. I put on some Magpul forward grip extensions. This helps a lot. I'll also keep this gun really heats up a lot, so this keeps my hand from slipping forward and burning the shit out of it on the barrel, as well as it has a nice pull and feel. You might remember these from my LWRC pistol. Yep, I reused them. I also put the backstop here to make sure that I don't try to go and throw my hand back, which will then get racked by the charging handle. Once again, guys, thanks for joining me. This is the Scar Zone. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave comments. We're always available for anything. You want to do something with us, we're out there for you. Mike, signing off, dude. Thanks a lot.